Hello everybody, I'm Jose Betancourt, and as always, thank you for viewing my videos. So I'm playing on the video, of course. I'm playing Tethered. It's actually the demo for Tethered. The studio and publisher are Secret Sorcery Towers, or Secret Sorcery. I don't know, one place shows Secret Sorcery, another different website shows Secret Sorcery Towers. But my quick impressions on the demo is that I had a lot of fun playing it. It felt like I was playing on a playset, a real life playset that everything was moving in real life. So it's cool. It's really cool. It's one of those games that you can spend some time just creating this little town and worrying about your characters, and you have creatures that attack them at night. Sometimes even during the day, you have the weather to worry about, and it looks really good on the PlayStation VR. Of course, I have it on the PlayStation Pro, so there might be a difference in some visuals if you have the standard PlayStation 4. I believe Tethered is also available on PC if you have virtual reality on PC, so it's not a PlayStation VR exclusive. I really don't know. I doubt it. But nonetheless, you're not going to get it on any other home console. And if you have the PlayStation VR, definitely check it out. Check out Tethered, because I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. Can be relaxing and intense at the same time once you start getting more characters that you have to worry about, and you see creatures trying to approach them and kill them, and you want them to get resources. Then the action picks up, as you will see throughout the video. But I want to talk about the Nintendo Switch. It has finally been revealed officially. Nintendo held a little press conference in Japan. And not that I'm going to go over everything, because I'm not. And there have been plenty of impression videos and opinion pieces in regards to the Nintendo Switch. I purposely waited for everyone to give their opinion. And I've seen my share of positive and negative opinions. Some call it trash, some call it the greatest thing in existence. So we're going to get those two extremes. Then we're going to get those who will criticize just to criticize. And we're going to get those who will give constructive criticism, which I'd like to do to a point, because what I saw from the Nintendo Switch I really liked. And I even put on my Twitter, which is @JoseVBeta, I put that the Nintendo Switch was going to be a day one purchase for me. And some people were questioning me as to why I think that. I personally don't think they were trying to attack me or mock me in any way. So we started to develop a good conversation in regards to that. And the thing I came up with was, besides Mario Odyssey, which, damn, that looks fantastic. And of course, a new Zelda. Take away those two games, and let's look at the console itself. Now, it is called the Switch for a reason. It can be a full-blown home console when you attach it to a television, and then you can pick it up and take it to anywhere you want, basically. You attach the two controllers to each side, and you take your video game console with you. It's a little over 6 inches, the screen itself. And from what I've seen, it's pretty thin and light. And they're saying that there's a 6 to 2.5 hour battery life between charges, which is about average for a handheld. Of course, they say it depends on the type of game you're playing. So if you're playing Skyrim, expect to have minimal battery life. Now, I also heard that when you have it docked to a television, the system kind of unlocks its CPU for higher frame rates or higher performance. I don't know how true that is. That remains to be seen, because I would like to see the difference between, let's say, Zelda, which is going to be a launch title. I would like to see how Zelda looks docked to a television and how it looks on a handheld. Now, if it's just frame rates, well, not frame rates, if it's just resolution,
We have vegetables.
then
something.
that's not going to bother me one bit because you're playing on a 6-inch screen when you have it in the handheld configuration. I think it's going to be 1080p when it's docked to a TV. So maybe that's where the performance or the CPU boost comes in. That remains to be seen. I got to get one, or
We have another egg.
when I see some people who actually played it, when I see someone actually talk about that, I'm going to be really interested in hearing what they have to say.
Very
So I heard people saying that the Joy-Con, which is another name Nintendo came up with for their controller. Now, this controller is not your standard controller. As I stated, you have a controller for
Take
each
this
hand,
guy
and you can attach it to the base
right here.
of the Switch, and you have yourself a portable gaming device. There has been no other home console that has done this. And I think,
Put him.
and I should have the information in front of me, unfortunately I don't. I believe from what I saw,
Gotta put him
a
somewhere.
pair of these Joy-Con controllers cost about $60, maybe even $70. So I actually have my cell phone, I'm checking, and from what I see, one Joy-Con controller is $50. For a set, it's $80. So of course you're going to get a set. Because multiple people can use these Joy-Con controllers, I believe up to 8 people
Go over
can use a
here.
Joy-Con controller and
This guy's
play
done. He's gonna go
a specific
over here.
game if it supports that many people. And I've seen some people actually critique that this controller is overpriced. So a standard PlayStation 4 controller is $60 by itself, maybe $55. You might even get it for $50 depending on where and when. And they're saying that this particular controller is overpriced. So $50 for one Joy-Con controller. Let's remember that. And if you want a set, it's $80. So right there and then, or right there, excuse me, it is cheaper than if you bought 2 Xbox One controllers or 2 PlayStation 4 controllers.
I'll take this guy.
Once again, it depends if you can catch these controllers on sale. Let's remember that.
Oh, that's a brown egg.
Which, by the way, you will most likely find a Joy-Con controller on sale at any given moment.
And
So these little controllers, now I haven't
incubate this.
had the opportunity to try one myself, but they're going to be tiny in my hands because I have big hands. The thing is,
The hell did that egg?
these controllers
Crap.
have motion controls.
Take this little guy.
They have a left and right shoulder button, and they have a full-blown
do something.
analog stick with additional face buttons. So it's a full functioning controller that we are accustomed to playing with. And because I think the size of this controller, I think some people automatically associate the size of the controller
We have ourselves
and pricing.
critter
And from there, they equate that to
of some sort.
value, whether it's worth it or not. It seems to me the way Nintendo was promoting the Switch was that the Joy-Con controller is a definite highlight of this specific console. And of course, when it comes to video games, we are always holding a controller.
Oh, what the hell?
Always, right? I mean, the controller is just as integral
All right, you are going
as the power or even the games. Without a controller, you can't control the games. So
are going.
I really don't understand why people are bitching about
Hurry up.
the Joy-Con controllers.
man, look at the little
Why? Because it's
creature right
a
there.
tiny
What's he doing?
controller. It cannot be
weapon or
worth
something?
$50 by itself. Is that what people are saying? I guess it is.
I have nothing. What the hell?
I even saw a game, and I believe it's I forgot the game because the game doesn't interest me, but it looks like another Wii Party type game where it has a bunch of different games with motion controls. I saw one where the guy was pretending to bite a sandwich, so obviously it has more than the average controller. It has more
That's cool.
features. I saw another guy pretending to blow out a candle or something like that, so it must have a little microphone in it. These are features that will be in use. We know Nintendo is notorious for using every bit of their gadgets in every one of their games. So there's not going to be a feature that will be ignored in these little Joy-Con controllers. And the fact that they're so small and can be converted to a handheld device. I mean, that is impressive. Really impressive. And there are people bitching about the Switch. Now,
I like
the
this.
Nintendo Switch is not going to be for everybody. Handheld gaming isn't for everyone.
Anything here I can do? What's this?
Nintendo, period, isn't for everyone. But that goes for any video game console. So if you don't like the Switch,
You know what?
nobody's going to criticize you, and nobody should.
What did this?
But
guy steal?
there are people out there that have called the Switch or the presentation trash. Why?
Regulations.
Why are you
Tonight.
calling the Switch or the way Nintendo presented the Switch trash? Why? Because it didn't fit this demographic of people? It catered to their home territory? I love the fact that some of these guys were coming on stage and acting like kids, wearing props on their heads. I love that. I was freaking cracking up because you know what? This is a fun hobby and this is what it's all about. And if the people who are creating our video games and our consoles cannot show you how much fun they're having, then why the hell are we freaking buying their products? Do we want some freaking dry ass, serious guy going up on stage with like no personality and presenting something that we're going to spend money on and that's supposed to be fun, but yet that individual can't show a glimmer of fun? We don't want that. We're not going to buy that type of product. But just because people were going on stage and just having a good old damn time, showing us the Joy-Con controllers and showing everything they can do, they were having fun doing it.
Clouds to make
And people were calling it trash, garbage, an embarrassment. Why? People can't have fun anymore.
made a mistake.
I had fun watching it.
Oh crap.
The biggest downfall to me was the interpreter,
That's it for
the
the
guy who was interpreting the Japanese,
Demo.
you know,
This
from
game has
Japanese
me
to American or to English, excuse me. He was more dry than anything else. I would have loved to have
You
understand Japanese for that brief moment just to get the full experience of what was going on instead of listening to that guy.
whoa. Why is somebody crying?
So maybe that had something to do with it. But, you know, people are just picky. People are just
Kill that.
out to make a name for themselves. So they're going to say the most outlandish things. And it seems like whenever you try to be positive about something and enjoy things for what they are, not for what they are not, whenever you do that,
Oh,
it seems like you get more heat than anything. And of course, scattered around, you'll get people that totally agree with you or are willing
see me.
to respect your
Red
opinion
Diamond or something.
and have a nice debate with you. Or a discussion, because
somebody
everything
that-
doesn't have to be a debate. So, I pre-ordered the Switch. At first, I had trouble pre-ordering one.
Let me see.
And
You aren't doing anything.
Best Buy, for some reason,
Oh, here.
it kept saying that I could pre-order one. Then it said I can't pick one up in New York. You know, that there were none available 200 miles from my location. Then finally somebody told me that Amazon had them again.
No exception.
So I pre-ordered one. I still have time to change my mind if I decide to do so. It's $299, $300. It comes with the 2 Joy-Con controllers. And of course, you got to buy your games. You got to buy extra memory. It only has 32 gigabytes. So if you want to download stuff, you have to definitely get yourself some more internal memory.
RTS games.
You could do so with internal memory card. And the games will come in cartridge. So you have the option to do both.
Another peep.
This will replace their handheld. It's not going to totally eliminate
Hello.
the
How you doing,
3DS.
little peep there?
It will be a premium device. It'll be a premium handheld device. I don't think they're going to try to compete with Sony and Xbox. They will, well, the Switch that is, will remain a secondary console for people like myself who own all 3. I have a Wii U. My son plays Smash Brothers all the time, more than he plays on this PlayStation 4 or Wii U. I mean, excuse me, or Xbox One. I play on the PlayStation Pro.
Material?
I don't even touch my Xbox One. So maybe
Hatchery.
my true secondary console will be the Switch,
Nice.
and I don't know. Either give
Have a watch
either give away the Xbox One or sell it. I don't know.
Upgrade.
I really don't turn that on. But that's not about today's not about the Xbox One. Today's about the Nintendo Switch. I'm really excited.
going on
I
around
can't wait to get my hands on one. It's gonna change things. Nintendo has a way of coming out with,
food.
the traditional home console. Nintendo is the last of them. The PlayStation 4 somewhat looks like a traditional home console where we get those quirky designs and these quirky features from days of old. The PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, they're more straight to the point, with some features in there that are very useful.
The night
Nintendo is always
upon
pushing
us.
the boundaries as to the way their consoles look, the functionality of their consoles, and bringing us something that we just didn't think about, and then suddenly realizing, you know what, this does work with
Here,
video games. So
I hear little monsters.
I really believe that the Switch is going to
Oh, there's a monster coming.
it's going to do well.
You best be
It's
running.
going to do well. It looks sexy as hell.
You better run.
And it once you have Zelda and Mario coming out in the same year, we all know Nintendo takes their times when they come out with their first party titles. Third party support is not the best, but I have my PlayStation 4 Pro, and that's where I'm going to play my third party titles. So that really is not necessary. Now the big question is, are you going to spend $299 to have a secondary console just sit there for its exclusives? Well, that's what I'm doing with the Xbox One. The Xbox One I spent $500 on, and my favorite franchise is Halo. And I enjoyed Gears of War 4. I enjoyed, what was the other one? Quantum Break. I enjoyed that for about 95% of it. Didn't finish it because of the dumb ending or the stupid boss. Inside, I finished on the Xbox One. So I've had my fun on the Xbox One. I'm going to have me some fun. And Mac from Predator, he said that. I'm going to have me some fun. I'm going to have me some fun on that Nintendo Switch. And for you critics who are just critiquing just to be heard and just to be assholes, you can have fun watching my review on the Nintendo Switch when I get one. But anyway, let me know if you have Tethered. Let me know in the comment section if you're going to pick up the Nintendo Switch. If you agree with me on anything I said about the Joy-Con controllers, let me know in the comment section. Until next time, I'm Jose Betancourt. Talk to you soon.